Hi there, welcome to the warm-up section in your Invigor8 Falls Prevention programme and your dynamic endurance section. I'm going to run these two sections together back to back. So we'll start off with our warm-up, and the purpose of the warm-up is to heat all the joints and muscles of the body up to start encouraging a bit of gentle mobility through the joints and the muscles, and to raise the temperature in the body, encourage the heart rate to rise a little. You'll feel your breathing rate rise and possibly start to get a bit warmer, maybe a little bit sweatier as well as you work through the warm-up. Immediately after that warm-up, we're going to move into a section called dynamic endurance, and the purpose here is to really raise the heart rate a little bit more, help to strengthen the heart, the lungs and the cardiovascular system, all your blood vessels too. So during that section you'll probably feel yourself getting a little more out of puff. You'll probably feel your heart rate increase and you'll find yourself getting even more sweaty at that stage, but that is absolutely fine because that is the level we want you to work to. You should also feel when we go into the dynamic endurance stage that your muscles get a little bit more challenged, but we expect you to be doing that during that stage of the class. So first we're going to work through warm-up, then we're going to work through dynamic endurance. So before we start, we need to make sure that you're sitting in the right kind of chair with the right kind of posture to begin. So I'm sitting in a nice sturdy chair. That's what I expect you to be sitting in. Sturdy chair, nice and firm. You don't want to be sitting in a chair that's saggy, soft, that you're sinking back into, okay? So before we even start moving, when you're on your chair, your sturdy chair, if you're leaning back like this, I need you to encourage yourself to lift the back up off the back of the chair, using the hands for support on the side of the chair. Start to walk your hips forward, aiming to get to the front third of the chair if you can, or as close as you can get. Keep those tummy muscles pulled in tight here, which will protect your spine. Chest lifted, shoulders back and down. And we're just going to hold that posture just for a moment to see what that feels like. So, if you're not used to this posture, you may feel your core muscles starting to engage and work quite firmly. We're going to do the warm-up seated, and then we're going to move into a standing dynamic endurance workout. Okay? If at any point during the warm-up while we are seated you need to walk your hips back and rest back in the chair to protect your back, then do so if you feel your back's getting a little bit sore. But those who have been doing this class for a long time should hopefully by now be able to stay at the front third of the chair for the full warm-up, okay? So sitting tall, have the sensation of the chest pulling back, the shoulder blades pulling down the back of the body, toes pointing forward, posture tall, and begin to walk through the feet. So we're just marching gently through the legs. As your feet connect with the floor, they should connect in a toe, then ball, then heel action, all the way down to the floor. So try and avoid being too rigid with your ankles. Let the ankles be loose, and let the toes connect with the floor first, then the ball, then the heel. Lifting those legs and marching. And we're just going to work with legs for a few moments. Primarily we're trying to get some heat into the body here. Get the leg muscles starting to work. Very good. We're going to come to a stop for a moment. Stay seated tall. If you feel your posture dips back, think about sitting up tall again. We're just for a moment going to work the arms. So runner's arms coming from the shoulders. Shoulders, movement here. Try and avoid bending the elbows. We want to avoid this. We want to encourage a big movement from the shoulder. Big movement, runner's arms. Back is still tall and straight. And try and avoid slouching backward. Keep that posture tall, looking straight ahead in front of you. And if you can, encourage the legs to join in with the arms too. If you, however, feel the arms and legs are too much, please take the arms away and just continue marching with the legs. And as you're marching, you're probably feeling yourself starting to warm a little bit more now. Maybe the hips are starting to activate, the tops of the thighs. Maybe the shoulders and arms are starting to work now. And a few more times, we're going to just continue to march. This is a great way to warm the body, to start bringing heat into the body. Very good. Just a few more times, we're almost there. Of course, those that are maybe have been coming to class for a lot longer and feel as if they're at a slightly more advanced stage, this exercise can be done standing. You can go straight into your warm-up standing. Okay? So we're going to come to a stop there. So, you should be maybe starting to get a little bit out of breath, feeling the chest and lungs working a bit harder. Sit up nice and tall. If you need to, walk forward a little more if you've slid back. We're going to move into some mobility exercises. We're going to reach the right hand across to the left knee, twist to look over the shoulder, and reach the hand for the chair if need be. Yeah? Then return forward. And we're going to go the opposite way. Okay? So these are called torso twists. We are twisting through the spine and loosening off the back. Very well done. We're just going to continue to repeat these. And we're looking for 4 times on either side. So 1 more either side. Keep that posture tall even when you twist. Try and avoid leaning back or forward. Very well done. Just for a wee moment, tap the toes, take a rest in between. Think about zipping up the tummy muscles, shoulders back and down. And I'm going to turn my chair so you can see the next exercise. So it's side bends, okay? We're going to take the hand to the side. So take the right hand over to the side and just gently lift down, reach down as far as you can and lift back up tall. 4 times we're reaching for. Good. And 3. My chest lifted. Good. And 4. Well done. I'm going to change onto the opposite side now, the left side. I'm going to turn side on though, so you can see my posture this time. So here we go, 3, 2, 1, and reach. So look how straight my back stays. Even though I'm bending over to the side, I avoid leaning forward or back. Straight to the side. 4 times. Well done. And just gently tap the toes for a moment before we move on to the next exercise. So your next mobility exercise is to work through the shoulders, shoulder rolls. Okay, so just allow the hands to rest at the side and I lift the shoulders, draw them back and lower them down. Show you 1 more from the front and then 2 from the side. So lift, roll back and lower down. Turning side on so you can see from the side. I lift, roll back and lower down. And 1 more time, lift, roll them back, release and line back up again. And we're just going to gently have a march there again. Now we've worked through all 3 of the mobility exercises. We are going to move straight into the dynamic endurance section. Okay, so coming to a stop there, coming to a stop. Sit tall. If you've slid back in your chair, hip walk forward to the front third of the chair. Slide the toes back so the toes are just positioned under the knees. See the angle of my leg there has changed slightly. Lift the chest tall, lean forward, use the hands on the knees if you need to, and then power through the heels, bringing yourself up nice and tall, and pump the feet at the top to stop you feeling lightheaded. Very well done. And now we're going to use the chair for support and come back into our march again. So marches with the chair for support. So you can see I'm marching with the legs, I'm using one hand and one hand on the chair for support. If you're more confident, you can march with both arms. If you feel that's just a little bit too much for you at the moment, you could have both hands on the chair, supported in behind the chair if you feel a bit more off balance. You decide what feels best for you, okay? But for safety, 2 hands on the chair if you need to, 1 hand if you feel that's appropriate. More advanced, marching with both hands. Good. And again, you should really be feeling your heart rate increase, your breathing rate increase. The muscles are beginning to work a little more. Hopefully your muscles have loosened a little after the mobility exercises that we have just done. Very well done. Coming to a stop here, using the chair for support if where necessary. I'm going to get you to bring your feet into a nice stable base, stable position. So feet are a bit hip to shoulder width, yeah? Once you feel nice and stable, we are going to start adding in some toe taps. So all I'm doing is tapping my toe to the side, tapping to the side, back to centre. Hand on the chair for support. Good. You may find that you don't need the chair at this point and you can take your hands away. You may even wish to add an arm lift. So as I tap out the toe, I raise the same arm. Slight bend in the elbow so as to not put too much strain on the shoulder joint. Very well done. Remember, your fingers can be on the chair if need be. Yeah? You may need the finger in the chair. You may feel that because of your balance you need to use 2 hands on the chair, and that is fine. Whatever is appropriate for you. Very well done. So the purpose of these exercises, as we said earlier, dynamic endurance. We're getting you to move a little bit more to bring the heart rate up, challenge the cardiovascular system and build up your fitness level. Really important. Good. More advanced could be using 2 arms, remember. Very well done. Let's count 4 more. 4, 3, 2 and 1. Using the chair for support. Have a gentle march and come to a nice stable base. Getting ready for the next exercise, which is going to be a side step. So I'll count you down and we're going to start by taking 1 step over to the right and back again. 3, 2, 1. We step away from the chair, then we step back behind the chair. Stepping away from the chair, back behind the chair. And notice that I've got my fingers on the chair again. If you're a bit unsteady, please do so. If you're nice and steady and you can take the fingers away, please do so, yeah? We can add arm curls if you wish. However, if you feel that's not appropriate and you need both hands in the chair, keep both hands in the chair, please. If you feel you're relying a little bit too much on the chair, what you could do is just have fingertip touches, yeah? So that you're not over gripping. We want to avoid over gripping the chair. Fingertip touches if you can. And remember your arm curl if you can. Very well done. Could be a double arm if you can. Very good. Let's count 4, 3, 2, 1. Fingers in the chair to stabilise. Gently march. Perfect. Well done. And we're going to come back into a march. What we're going to do this time is we are going to continue marching, so keep marching with me. But we are going to have short bursts of higher intensity with our marches. So we're going to slow the march down a little bit and lift the knees a bit higher. So let me turn side on so you can see this one. Okay? So marching as we have been, and we're going to do 3 rounds. 3 rounds of higher intensity marches, starting from 3, 2, 1, now. So let's lift those knees a little bit higher. So you can see that it's more challenging because I'm having to lift my knees a bit higher. Getting those legs to work just a little more. Getting the heart and lungs to work harder as we take those knees higher off the ground. And look at my arms are still marching. Nice big runner's arms. But remember, if you need to, your fingers go onto the chair, but continue to lift those knees as high as you can. And we're going to reduce it back down now to our march. So lower the intensity, quicker marches, but lower knee lifts. This is called active recovery, and it lets us catch our breath before we work on the second one, which I'm going to count you down for now. 3, 2, 1, and up we go. Take those knees a bit higher. Big marching arms still if you can. Very well done. And let's see if you can keep them going for a few more seconds. If you need to, the fingers are on the chair for support. If you feel a wee bit unsteady, yeah? Maybe one hand, fingertip touches. Maybe you're using both arms to march. And I'll count you back down to a march. 3, 2, and 1. Back into your march. So ease those legs down a bit. Arms are marching. Remember, if you feel those times are a bit long, you don't have to do the full time with me. You can ease back to the march anytime, okay? And if you feel 3 rounds is too much, for example, start with 1 round. Then do your 2 rounds the next time, and possibly build up to 3 rounds after 2 or 3 weeks of practice. Okay, I'm going to count you down. Ready for the final round. 3, 2, 1, up we go. Take those legs a bit higher, marching from the arms. Keep the chest lifted. Tummy muscles are in tight to protect the spine. Using both arms where you can. If need be, fingertips on the chair to support you. Always try and keep your posture tall and try and avoid stooping. And look forward, straight ahead. I'm just looking round at the camera to talk to you, okay? But I want you to keep looking straight ahead. Okay, straight ahead. And we're almost there. I'm going to count you down back into a gentle march. 3, 2, 1, and come back to a gentle march. Okay, so we're marching a little bit faster, but we're not bringing those knees up quite as high as we did before. Very well done. Coming in behind the chair. I'm going to move the chair away so you can see me though. What I want you to do is use the chair for support and just come down really gently. And I want you to bring your feet to wider than hip width. Shoulder width or slightly wider, yeah? I'm going to move my chair, but I would prefer you stay behind your chair, please. So I'm going to move into an exercise called wide base sway. Okay? It's pretty straightforward. All I'm going to do here is allow my hips to sway from side to side. Fingers can be on the chair. Yeah? Wide base sway. Arms are moving up to the side. But remember, of course, you could have one hand still in the chair. And then we start popping up onto that opposite toe. Yeah? So as my hips go one way, my opposite toe comes up. Yeah? I'll put my hands on my hips first so you can just get the footwork. Yep. So I sink into the hips a little, then I push up, tapping the opposite toe on the floor. Wide base sway. If I want, I can bring my arms in now. Big wide sways. And the deeper I bend through my hips and knees, the harder I'm going to work, the warmer I'm going to get. The more challenging for the muscles and the more challenging for my heart and lungs. The fitter I'm going to get by doing this kind of exercise. Well done. Very well done. And we're going to ease it back a little now. Easing back, slowing it down. And you want to take your hands to your hips or onto the chair. Good. last one, and we match the feet back together. Well done. You should be working quite hard now. We're going to do one last exercise before we move on to our next section. So the exercise we started this section with are toe taps. Let's come back to that. Bring your feet out so you're in a nice stable base, about hip to shoulder width, and then just gently tap the toes back out. Remember, more advanced option with both arms, yeah? If you feel you need more support, your fingertips are on the chair, if need be. You may have both hands on the chair. Okay, so you may have both hands on the chair here, perfectly behind the chair. But try and avoid leaning or stooping forward, just fingertip touches to keep you balanced, to stabilised. You're doing the version of the exercise that is appropriate for you. Well done. I'm going to count down your last three. Here they come. And 3, 2, 1. And then just march the feet out to a nice stable base. And behind your chair. And bring your feet to a standstill in that nice stable position. Yep, so nice and stable. Very well done. So hopefully you're nice and warm now, you feel challenged, your heart and lungs have been working, all your muscles have been working, and well done everybody. Your next section that you're going to be working on shall be balance.
Hi there everybody, my name is Anne and today I'm going to take you through the balance section of the Invigor8 programme, which is a falls prevention programme. Some of you will already have done the warm-up and the pulse raiser. So if you're sitting through having been out of breath or sore with that, I'll show you how to take yourself up into normal standing position. So you would come to the front of the chair, getting up in a normal way, heels back a wee touch, tip from the hips, up you come up nice and gradually so you don't feel faint and dizzy, and pump your feet at the top. Carefully make your way around to the back of your chair. Ready to start the first exercise. I'll show you from the side how this is going to go. Up on our toes and back down. Okay. Now you can have both hands on the chair, like me, or one hand, or if you're brave and confident, no hands. But have your hands hovering above the chair just in case you need to touch it. 4 more. Strengthening your ankle muscles and your calf muscles, ready for walking and adding in that balance element. Well done everybody. Now we're going to do the opposite exercise, which is raising your toes off the ground and your heels are on the ground. Okay, further strengthening walking muscles at the front of your thighs. Okay, just up slightly with the toes, keep your posture neutral. You may need to go a wee bit closer to the chair for this one, because there is a tendency to stick your bottom out. So we want to see nice neutral posture. Let's try for 4 more of those. Just rocking back on your heels. And the last one. Good everybody. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you some toe walking. So I've lined up 3 chairs here. So just to show you from the side, up on your toes, and you're going to be walking to the next chair. When you get there, feet flat on the ground, carefully turn around to face that direction, up on your toes, and you're walking 2 chairs away. Okay, let's try that one more time. Just going to switch these chairs around so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, starting with the middle chair. Up on your toes, go to the outside chair. Feet down, nice and safe on the ground, and turning round to face the opposite direction. This time the chairs are on the opposite side. In my case they're on my right hand side. So if you need them, they're there for you to hold on to. Okay, carefully make your way to the last chair, on your toes. When you get there, both feet safely on the ground and carefully turn round to face that direction. Back to middle chair again, up on your toes and back. Good everybody. Right, the next exercise we're going to practice standing on one leg, okay? So it's quite hard to maybe stand on one leg without holding on to the chair. So what I would suggest to do is either have two chairs, this is the easier option, have two chairs so that you can hold on to both chairs and then you can stand on one leg, okay? Or if you're feeling a bit braver, one hand only on the chair. If you're really brave, you can try it free-handed. Okay, so your choice, off we go. We're going to try for 10 seconds on this leg. Off we go. Okay, and recover from that one. Opposite leg now, 10 seconds. Now you will find that it's easier on one side than on the other. This is quite normal, so don't worry about it. We're going for 10 seconds again, we're nearly there. 4, 3, 2, 1. And recover. Back to the first leg again, 10 seconds. And recover. Very last one. 10 seconds. This is a very good one for bone density, increasing your bone density in your legs. It's just as good as walking, even if you're holding on to the chairs. So try to do this for 3 minutes every day. Okay, it doesn't need to be all at once. Good, excellent. Okay, let's go on to our next exercise, which is tandem stand. Sorry, I had to look at my notes there. Right, I'll just show you from the side, tandem stand, okay? So you're going to take one foot and put it half in front of the other. That is semi-tandem, that's your easy option. If you want it to be a bit more challenging, go for the harder option, which is the full tandem, okay? With one foot fully in front of the other. Okay, so take your position, either holding on to one chair or both chairs, okay? And choose your position. I'm going to do full tandem here. I'm going to try it with this leg leading, 10 seconds. Good. Recover. Other foot leading this time. Off we go, 10 seconds again. Again, you will find one side easier than the other, and that is quite normal. 2, 1, and over to the first foot leading again. Off we go, 10 seconds. Okay, last one, second foot leading, 10 seconds.
Hi guys, and welcome to the string section of the Invigor8 class. Before we start, I want to check your bands, make sure there's no holes or perforations on it in case it has a wee rip. First exercise we're going to do is chest press. So what we're going to do is hip walk forward to the first level of the chair, take the band behind the back and work your hands down so there's slight tension on the band here, okay, both sides. Feet flat on the floor, head up, tummy tight, pushing out to the front and slowly back in, okay? Pushing out and slowly back in, okay? Should be a nice bit of tension here on the band when you're pushing forward and slowly back in. 5, 6, 7, 8, good, 9 and 10. Okay, and relax. Moving on to the back strengthener this time. Okay, so place the band on your lap here, scoop the hands underneath, sitting upright, make sure you've got a fist width in between, so there's a nice wee gap in between your fists here. Sitting upright, head up, and we're just pulling apart and slowly back together. Okay, so we're trying to bring the shoulder blades together. Okay, make sure the elbows are tucked at the side the full time. Okay, keep the head up, good. Lower. Good. So really try and squeeze the shoulder blades together with that one. Good. 8, 9, and 10. And relax, okay. Next one we're going to go, so we've done 2 upper body ones, we've done a chest exercise which is pushing out to the front, helps you with pushing doors open, that sort of thing, and a back exercise which is our pulling movement. Sit to stands next, so what we want to do, make sure we're hip lock forward to the first third of the chair, knees in line with the toes, okay, and then we're just coming out the chair and slowly march it for a split second and slowly back down into the chair, okay, coming up, out the chair, march for a split second and slowly back down into the chair, okay, back up, march it out, slowly back down into the chair, back up, okay, march for a split second, feel the chair at the back of the legs, slowly back down, back up, okay, make sure you feel that chair at the back of your legs so you don't miss the chair, slowly back down, another 2, feel the chair at the back of the legs, and last one, coming back out, marching it out and slowly back down into the chair. Okay, so now we've done a chest exercise, back exercise, quadriceps, building up the big strong muscles here. Now we're going to go into a bicep. So what we can do is step on it with both feet and just do one at a time. Okay, so take the grip with a ice cream cone grip, the way you pick up an ice cream cone. So hold with the other hand, grasp with the other one. Okay, so the thumb should be facing up and the tassel should be coming out the top as well. So sit nice and upright, elbow tucked into the side, pulling up to the side and slowly back down. Okay, so we're going for 8 of these, 8 to 10 of these as well. So everything we're doing is between 8 to 10 reps. 4, 5, good, and 6, 7, 8, okay, we'll go for 10, 9, keep the elbow tucked in, and 10, okay. Change over, same to the other side, step on with the other foot, pick with the other hand, and take a hold of it, make sure the tassel's coming out the top here, sitting nice and upright, elbow tucked in at the side, head up, pulling it in at the side again, good. 2, okay, really squeeze that muscle, that's it, good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, we're moving on to the tricep. We've worked the front of the arm, now we want to work the back of the arm. Okay, so what we're doing is put the band across the front of the knees, hip lock forward to the first of the chair, band across the front of the knees, sitting up nice and tall, pulling it into the side and slowly back. Okay, if I turn it to the side, you'll be able to see the arm movement here. Stick your band, sitting up nice and tall, move it back, pulling it in, sitting up nice and tall and back. See how straight my arm is here. Okay, moving it back round. You can all still see me. Okay, nice and tall, pulling it back in. Okay, once you've done your 8 to 10, we'll change over, same to the other side. So hand on here, overhand grip again, pulling it back. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, Good. Okay. Last exercise we're going to do is abductor. So it's putting some padding on the outside. Can also help with balance as well. Okay, so what we need to do is take the band, make sure you're sitting in the first third of the chair, take the band up and under and over. Make sure your feet are close together, obviously first. Bring your band on top, hands on top here. Okay, then from there I want you to shuffle your feet just about a foot to 2 foot apart. Okay, sitting up nice and tall. We'll bring apart and together. Okay, try and keep your feet flat on the floor at all times. That's it. They might get a slight turn with the outside of the foot, but just try and keep them fairly flat. Good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, and relax. Okay, so that's worked the outside of the thighs here. Okay, we'll just do one last more before we finish, and it's to strengthen the wrists. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll scrunch it up into like a sausage sort of shape. Okay, so whatever way you want to do it, and taking the one fist above the other. Okay, and what we're doing is bringing the fists in towards each other. So bringing the wrists in, if you like, in towards each other. Okay, so starting from this position here and turning in towards. Okay, and then back out. Loosen up, bring it back in together again. Squeeze and relax. Keep bringing it in. Good. So this is good for opening jars, that sort of thing. 4. Okay, this time want to, when you bring it out, want to try and pull it apart and relax and back in. This time, bring it in, pull it apart. Okay, a couple more. Last one. Okay, and relax. Thanks very much.
Guys, one of the last things we're going to do is have a stretch off all the muscles that we've been using during the class. For our upper body stretches, we'll do them in the chair. So we'll look for the same posture that you did some of the exercises in the class in. Sit in the front 2/3 of the chair, feet nice and flat on the ground, good posture, engage your stomach muscles to keep you steady. First one we're going to do is a shoulder stretch, so we're just going to give yourself a wee hug, bring one arm round, and with the other hand we're just going to gently pull it in towards the body. And we're going to hold these stretches for about 15 to 20 seconds. So as I said there, that's a shoulder stretch. You should be feeling this one in your shoulder, gently pulling it across the body till you feel the muscle being stretched, and hold that stretch. Shake off, hand stretch the other side, so come now, give yourself a wee hug, pull the arm gently towards, into the body. Again, hold roughly about 15-20 seconds, just feel the stretch. So your stretches should never be painful. They can be a wee bit uncomfortable. Stretching isn't the most pleasant thing at times, but any sharp pain, stop the stretch immediately. Guys, we shake off. Next one, for the tricep, back of your arm, we're going to reach down the back. And with your other hand again, just a gentle bit of pressure to push the arm back as much as possible. You should feel this stretch in your tricep, the back of your arm. Again, holding it roughly about 15 to 20. As I said, these stretches aren't only limited to after you've been exercising. They can be done at any time throughout the day. And shake it off. Good to keep your muscles flexible. Can reduce pain, reduce your risk of injury. So again, gentle push down the back till you feel that stretch in the back of your arm, and hold. Good. We shake off. Last upper body we're going to do in the chair is for the chest muscles. So grabbing onto the back of the chair, we're going to push the chest forward. So holding that back chair nice and tight, push the chest forward until we feel a stretch
You should feel this, your chest muscles, and also slightly at the front of your shoulders. Always nice steady breathing while we stretch, never hold your breath. Again, similar length of time. Good, and shaking it off. Next, we'll give the legs a stretch. First one we'll stay in the chair for. Hamstring, so the back top of your leg. We're going to keep your standing foot flat on the ground, 90-degree angle. The leg you're stretching comes forward. This leg remains straight, hands on your bent leg, and we're going to lift the toes up, and as we do that we're going to gently lean forward. So make sure there's enough for your bottom in the chair, you're not at risk of slipping off here when you lean forward. And if you want to feel the stretch a wee bit further, just come forward a wee touch more, keeping that leg straight. Again, nice steady breathing. Feel the stretch and hold it. Good, back in, bend with the feet, other side. Leg to be stretched comes out, hands in the bent leg. Keep this leg straight, lift the toes back towards the body and gently tilt at the hips. Do you feel that stretch at your hamstring, back, top of the leg? Just sit into that stretch. Good. And back up. Pedal the feet. Next one, we're going to come up on our feet. Again, on the rise, we pedal the feet. Again, make sure you've got something to hold on to. This time, front leg bent, back leg slightly bent, back heel lifts up off the ground, and I'm going to tilt the hips forward. So maintain a nice upright posture, not leaning forward. And as we push the hips forward, you should feel a stretch in the quad. Again, always holding on if you need to while you're doing this. Bend the feet. Next one comes back. Front leg bent, back leg slightly bent. You can see better there, my heel lifts up off the ground. Tilt the hips forward and hold that position. Guys, shaking it off. Final muscle we need to stretch for the legs is the calves. So again, you can do this one standing up or seated. First way we'll do it, seated, so front leg's bent. This time your back leg remains straight. We keep the feet pointing the same direction and push the heel down into the ground, holding on to the wall or a sofa or something else that's not going to move while you're doing it. Again, as I mentioned, it's important that your feet point in the same direction here, so your back leg is pointing directly forward. Guys, you pedal the feet other side. Calf muscles tend to be quite tight, so as I said, you don't need to limit these exercises just to after your class. It can be done at any time during the day. Last wee option, stretching your calf in the chair. Similar to your hamstring stretch, except this time we're not leaning forward, we're just pulling the back toe towards you. So keep this leg, your stretching leg straight, pull the back toe up towards you. The more you pull it in, the more of a stretch you'll feel in your calf. And we're just going to hold them for 15 to 20 seconds. Head to the other side. Stretching legs straight. Pull the toes towards the body. And we're going to hold that. And pedal the feet, and that's your stretches, guys.
Hello everybody, it's me again, it's Anne. Welcome to the Adapted Tai Chi section of the Invigor8 programme. This is the very last section, so we're going to be concentrating on relaxing and winding down. So you can do this either standing or sitting, it's your choice, okay? So let's start with painting the fence, okay? So have your feet a nice comfortable distance apart. Have your knees nice and relaxed, neither straight nor bent, just nice and relaxed. And we're going to take our wrists up to shoulder height and back down. Letting your wrists lead the way, just up to shoulder height and down. Breathing is normal. I'll just exaggerate the breathing on the next one. Breathing out on the way up and on the way down. On the next one, when we get down with our hands, I'm just going to add a little arc. And arc. And arc. When your hands come down, just let them come to rest, just to the top of your legs, and recover. Okay, that can be done just as easily sitting down, so it's your choice. The next one we're going to do, you might like to sit down for this one, because it's a wee bit more complicated. It'll be the same movements whether you sit down or stand up. I'll show you the standing up version. Okay, feet just a comfortable distance apart. We're going to take one hand and place the palm in front of our face, as if you're looking in a mirror, and turning your hand round so the back of the hand is facing you, and you're going to do a little semicircle back to the start again, and same with the other side. You're looking at your face in the mirror, turning your hand round, back of your hand is facing, semicircle round, back to the start. Let's try that again. This time, same movement, but we're going to follow the hand with our gaze until it gets back down to the starting position. Follow the hand with your gaze. This is one that you might prefer to sit down for. Try that once more on each side. Okay, if you're still standing, you might want to sit down for the next one, because I'll just demonstrate. When we're halfway around, we're going to bring our other hand up, and the same again on the other side. We're going to get a sort of figure 8 movement going with that. Halfway around, bring the other one up. Let's try for a couple more on each side. And the last one. And bring your hands to rest. Well done everybody, that completes the Invigor8 programme, so I'll let you off now and you can go away and have a cup of tea and relax. So, see you next time you join us. Thank you.